Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Kowalski again. I would like for you to follow along in your big reading book that I gave you. And I'm going to go to page 60, since what we're talking about for this last part of the school year is plants. So this is a great story because it talks about all different types of seeds. So I'm on page 60 if you would like to follow along with me and highlight as I am reading. I'm highlighting as well. And then I will explain the questions to you. I will post the answers to the questions later so that you can check your work. Okay, so the title is Seeds Get Around, talking about how seeds move from one place to another. We're going to be looking at these vocabulary words too in the reading. What is a sprout? What are pods, hitchhikers, and parachuters? Those are the different types of seeds that they're going to be talking about. Okay, seeds get around. How do plants get to new places to grow? I'm going to highlight get to new places to grow because that's the whole main idea of the reading is how do seeds travel to different places? With help from bunches of seeds on the go. Seeds are travelers. They move. How many of these different kinds of seed travelers can you find? So today is a very nice day. You may want to go out and explore a little bit, see if you can find some of these different types of seeds that they're talking about. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this heading now, nutty ones. Squirrels spend lots of time collecting acorns and other nuts. So acorns and nuts count as seeds. Often a squirrel comes back for a nut it has buried. You have the word bury as a spelling word this week, and you know that squirrels bury their nuts after they've collected them, bury them under the ground. But sometimes it forgets, and then the lucky seed is already planted and ready to sprout. So when certain animals are eating the nuts, like squirrels, they drop them or they bury them, and then if they don't go back and eat them later, then that seed will be automatically planted. Find a tree full of nuts. Count how many squirrels are busy with the harvest. Are any burying nuts in the ground? Okay, so some seeds are inside of nuts that are eaten. The actual nut counts as a seed. Now let's go over here to shooters. Those are a different kind of seed. The small seeds of jewelhead, witch hazel, and violets grow inside little pods that squeeze them tight. I'm going to highlight that whole part, jewelweed, witch hazel, violets, and they grow inside little pods that squeeze them tight. When the time is right, the dry pods pop open. Highlight dry pods pop open, surprise, and shoot the seeds through the air. Highlight that too, please. That's going to be important later. Touch one of these seed pods. If it's just right ripe, watch the seeds fly. So let's highlight that. Later, they're going to ask us about how seeds travel with the wind. So these were seeds traveling because of the help of animals. These are helping because of the wind. I'm actually going to go ahead and write that too. Animals help these seeds. Wind helps these seeds to move. Okay, now let's go to hitchhikers. The seeds of burdock, sticktights, and certain other plants are called burrs. And that's in this picture right here. You can see how they have pokey, sticky parts that sometimes stick to animals or even stick to you. If you're walking through there, they stick onto your clothing. Burrs have tiny hooks that grab onto the fur of animals that pass by. Let's highlight that. This free ride may carry the seeds for miles. Have burrs come home stuck to you or to your dog? Maybe you have noticed that when you were maybe going for a walk, they, again, attach their sticky or pokey hooks to clothes or animals' fur. Okay, so I'm going to write animals again down here. Animals help those seeds to travel. Okay, turn the page. I'm now on page 62. Floaters. Water is almost always going somewhere. Seeds that float can bob all the way to a new home. I'm going to highlight seeds that float. Coconuts are famous for long distance drifting, but many seeds use water to move. Okay, so coconuts, but also many others use waters to move. Can you find a seed that floats, toss it in some water, and see if it works as a boat? Okay, so any seeds that float, I'm going to write that these kind of seeds use water to help them move. Okay, last paragraph, parachuters. And you've seen dandelions many times. After the yellow flower kind of falls off, all the seeds are underneath. And then if you blow on them, or even just the wind blows, then it scatters the seeds and they travel. Some seeds have fine silky hairs. The hairs can catch a breeze and carry the seeds through the air. Catch is also going to be one of your spelling words this week. Dandelions, milkweeds, and other plants use these parachutes to drift. Okay, now these are the answers that I will post later for you. I would like you to do the next page 63, 64, and 65 on your own. So what you're doing first for number 1 is you're looking for these words. That's why we highlighted. You can look back in the reading and decide where on the chart do these seeds go. So does the seed need an animal to be able to travel, or does it use air or water? So for example, floaters, that's pretty obvious. We just discussed that one. Floaters like coconuts use the water to be able to travel. So you're going to write floaters on this part of the chart because it uses water. Or like we discussed, this one, a parachuter, uses air, so it also goes on this part of the chart. If any of the seeds attach themselves to animals, then you put it over here. Okay, so you're going to have to go back and check your reading for the parts that we highlighted on that. Okay, so you sort the words where they should go on the chart: floaters, burrs, parachuters, shooters, and nuts. Okay, number 2, this question has 2 parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. Okay, so part A, how do jewelweed, witch hazel, and violets travel to a new place? You're going to go back and reread in paragraph 5, what did we highlight? And that will give you the answer for that. So circle the correct answer there. Then for part B, write the sentence from the passage that helped you answer the question in part A. So you can copy exactly what we highlighted. Copy right out of the passage exactly what we highlighted for there. Okay, next page 64. Circle the correct answer for why can some seeds called burrs stick to the fur of animals? Go back and reread if you forgot what it said. Number 4, write the base word for each of these words from the selection. Base word means what would the word be if it had no prefixes and no suffixes. We talked about prefixes come on to the beginning of the word, like unhappy. Un means not. Suffixes come at the end of the word, like ing. So let me just do letter A for an example. The word collecting has a suffix on it. What would it be if it did not have a suffix on it? It would just be collect. So you're going to write the root word or base word for all of these words. If they had none of these suffixes on them, what would it be? Okay, number 5. How are all of the seeds in this article alike? They all can do what? Okay, number 6. Identify the special parts of burrs and parachuting seeds. So if you go back, remember to always start with a full, always do a full complete sentence. Always start with a capital period at the end. So full sentence, you're going to go back and try to describe burrs and parachuting seeds. So go back and read about burrs and about the parachuting seeds. And what do they have about them? Describe the special parts. Okay, and then over here for number 7, how are burrs and parachuting seeds different from other seeds? Use the details from the text. So again, go back and reread what we highlighted. Start with a capital, period at the end, full complete sentence, and describe the details that you found. How are they different? How are burrs and parachuting seeds different from other seeds? And then down here, just a short answer. How does describing how ideas in science texts are connected help you understand how things work and why things change? So describing what you learned about these different seeds and how do they travel, how does that help you to know how they are able to work and change? Okay, and then I will put the answers on the blog later today after you have finished this. Okay, thank you for listening.